My name's Elsbeth Atencio, and I'm the 6th grade teacher at Anansi Charter School. I have never done anything with media production like this before, ever. And I was hesitant to do the media training project because I'm kind of like the last person to do anything with technology, but decided to just give it a go. And it's been pretty exciting with my kids. They love the idea of doing anything with media. And we started off with a couple of small, simple projects at the beginning of the year, and then decided to take on this podcast project around homelessness because we've been focusing on that as a community service project in our class since the beginning of the year.
Over the summer, we were assigned a book called Pay It Forward. Pay It Forward? Pay It Forward. Little boy tries to change the world by doing 3 acts of kindness, and the 3 people he is kind to each have to be kind to 3 more people, and he assumed that eventually the whole world would be being kind to one another.
Ms. Atencio also did Operation Sandwich.
We deliver sandwiches to the men's shelter every month, and we make a bunch of sandwiches because they don't have a lunch.
And sometimes they ate it for dinner because they didn't have enough dinner, and we get to meet some of the homeless people and talk to them, and they tell us like stories and their experiences if they wanted to.
We have been doing this all year, and eventually it resulted in this podcast project.
I was the director. We had 2 interviewers. We had a sound editor. We had 2 other editors that would just edit the whole video.
The 3 of us called Tom Langenhorn and the mayor and set up appointments to interview them.
Being comfortable making contacts with public officials, the mayor, county commissioners, directors of organizations in town, making those phone calls, following up, emailing, so kind of putting themselves out there. And then the interviewing skills, really being able to design those questions and feel confident about asking an adult these big questions. I think that those were really great skills.
The youth group spoke out to us because there are so many young adults and teens that are in need, and they need to be supported and helped, and we need to get the word out about these situations because a lot of them are just couch surfing and they don't have anywhere to go.
Since we were women and some children, really young children, they were escaping from abusive
Domestic violence?
Yeah, domestic violence.
I did not know very much about the homeless people before, and I didn't know, I obviously knew that it was a struggle to be homeless. And by hearing their stories, it completely changed the way I looked at people.
I think it was really fun because a lot of school projects are you make it just a billboard about an animal in your content. And we focused on a worldwide problem. And we made it into this big thing that people will be able to hear.
That person who hears it, they could have an opinion and they could possibly change, and that kind of it's a domino effect, and it pays it helps people pay forward, and so it was definitely a rewarding experience because
it felt like we were doing something.
Yeah, you're doing something good.
I always see on my way home from school a lot of homeless people at the old blinking light, that intersection, and maybe if they hear our podcast next time they stop by, they'll give them a sandwich or a little bit of money or just that little bit that goes a long way. That little extra bit of kindness.